Is Gigs and Side Hustles Wednesday, and today we're talking about turning your tiny business into a grown up operation without drowning in HR paperwork. If you're a solo entrepreneur or a side gigger who's thinking, do I really need policies yet? This episode is for you. We'll cover how to train AI to act like your unpaid business partner, how to build simple house rules for your first hire, and how to turn um, what you already know into a $7 digital product that sells while you sleep. Less chaos, more cash, and maybe fewer Sunday night panic attacks. Stick around. We'll also be covering my first topic. Actually, is going to be the topic we couldn't cover last week because we ran out of time, and that's turning your designs and digital products into traffic magnets with Pinterest. So, hi everyone. My name is Ian Hopfe. I'm Ian the HR Pro, and you're watching my live podcast, Ian the HR Pro live podcast. It's dangerously unscripted, but I am writing outlines at least now, so hopefully the shows are going better and improving down the road. That's great. So I think we had a really great show last week. I have been using my new outlines. It's not a script. It's not word for word script from my ChatGPT helper. So, I mean, sometimes I'm getting too many topics. I'm finding that when I try to do 5 topics, it's too much for one show. If I'm doing 4 topics, it's almost just right, but it's putting us right at the 2-hour mark. So, I was not live yesterday. I apologize. I did warn you on Monday at the end of the Monday show that I would not be live on Tuesday. I was observing a workshop which I will be facilitating, running, teaching tomorrow. So it's an all-day thing. It's a new contract I picked up. So I'm excited for that. These are courses that are from TP Legacy HR Plus, and they hired me on as one of their instructors, facilitators for the courses, and I'm really excited about it. I had a great day yesterday, and so I won't be here again tomorrow. And this contract sounds like it's going to happen about every 2 months. I'll be doing 3 courses in a row, probably in the middle of the week. So the next one sounds like it's going to be in February. So I shouldn't have too many interruptions except for the holidays and stuff like that until February. But it's usually like 3 days in a row. So in February, it'll be February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That should be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the middle of the week. I should be away, so I should still be able to do a live podcast on the Monday and the Friday that week. So, but that's good for me because it means my consulting business might make a little bit of extra money, right? And that's what everybody wants. That's what everyone wants for their small business or their side gig that we talk about today. Side gigs, side hustles, just AKA marketing advice for your small business. Here's my Earl Grey tea. It's my Earl Grey lava right now, so I'm going to drink some cold water. Anyway, who's chatting here? My big sister, Side Hustle Day. We're doing a Christmas market at the Plex tonight. It's during a community supper after the Christmas parade. Brr, so cold for a parade. We'll set up at 3. So my sister lives in the small town of Wabasca, Alberta, in northern Alberta. 2.5, 3 hours north of Edmonton. And that the Plex is their community haul, essentially. And my sister has a small craft business, some indigenous crafts, some other types of craft. They're pretty neat stuff, like this little green dragon guy that's behind me. That's a 3D printed dragon that she sells, and I got it. Oh, and this little white guy right here, that's Ozzy Osbourne. Yep. I had to have built my little altar to the Prince of Darkness. My light just died. My light just died. So I'm gonna plug it in. It's charging. Now let's see if I can turn it on. Oh, it came on. Okay, let's see if I can rig it up over here. Make sure my cord's long enough. Yay! Just like brand new. You can see what my sister has to sell by going to my link tree. All my links right here. She's listed on there. You can go see her Facebook group. She's usually got a bunch of stuff that she's selling, and you can see her setup a lot of times. If you want to order something from her online, join her group and message her directly. You could order something from her online. Yes, she's going to charge you some shipping on top of the price, but that's fine. She's a small business. That's how she operates. Just like if you're watching this, just like your small business, your side gig, your side hustle, whatever you're doing, right? So all my links are there. If you need to book a meeting with me to talk about your HR stuff or your marketing stuff or indigenous relations stuff for your small business, right? That's all there. You can link to, and most importantly, you can purchase my $7 ebook, which is called Stop Staff Drama in 5 Days. And that's a simple way to start fixing your bad work environment in your small business. So yeah, go to that. That link is always at the top of the screen here. All my links, the QR code. But I just like to show it just so everybody knows. So I had this topic from last week and I didn't have time. We ran out of time. There was too many things going on that show, and we were just about at the 2-hour mark, so I didn't want to go too much over 2 hours. I really want some tea, but it's still lava. It's Captain Picard hot. Burning my tongue off. All right. So last week, the topic we couldn't get to, the last topic, it was, it wasn't the last topic. We did something, we had topic number 5, but that was quicker that we could get through. Topic number 4 last week was turning your designs and digital products into traffic magnets with Pinterest. All right. Let's go to the Pinterest show, right? Remember, not all methods of generating traffic for your business are equal. Google, YouTube, and Pinterest are search engines. So people go into these things to say, I'm looking for this. How do I do this? You know, and just, I need advice on how do I fix my toilet, right? Like, it's a search engine. They're searching for stuff. So if you have a business or something you're trying to sell or a service you're trying to sell, reframe it as, if you're using these 3 things, reframe it as a question, right? Talk about my ebook a little bit here, right? If I'm trying to market my ebook, I'm going to make a whole bunch of content, especially on these 3 locations, that talk about ways to stop staff drama. right? So I'm going to talk about that stuff. I'm going to make a whole bunch of content about that stuff, and I'm going to put it where it's most needed. I'm going to create a whole bunch of blogs so that Google picks up on my blog. I'm going to create a whole bunch of videos, long form videos, 7 to 10 minute videos, and I'm going to post them all on YouTube. And possibly I'm going to use Pinterest. Now, my ebook and HR, not the best fit for Pinterest. Pinterest is, I don't want to say artsy fartsy, but it's a very visual medium. It's similar to Instagram, but because it's a search engine, the pins you create now are still relevant years down the road. Oh my God. Oh, my back just got itchy again. And I just want you to know I'm using the Bear Claw back scratcher. I mean, if everybody would just go buy 10 of these Bear Claw back scratcher packages, I would be a rich man. And you know what? Your back would not be itchy anymore. So it's the lamest thing, but I want to be able to scratch my back on camera and not feel like a dirty person who's itchy or something like that, right? I don't want that image. But if I'm trying to sell you the exact same back scratcher I'm using, that's different. That's me running a small business, right? I got something caught in my back of my throat, and the warm tea would sure be nice. Not the lava tea. I had just ran downstairs and got the warm water, the hot water, just before the show. So it's going to take a few minutes for it to cool off. Anyway, I'm going to open another browser window because my Restream.io works in the browser. So it's easier for me when I talk about these things to open a new browser. Where is it? Okay, sorry. Coughing and snorting out the boogers on camera. I apologize. I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm looking at my other window. Okay, let's shrink that up a little bit and let's share it. Let's share. What I'm sharing right now is my TeePublic store. So I basically created this TeePublic store because I needed a creative outlet, and it allows me to just create funny designs. The main thing I was like, let's think about some funny HR shirts. And this is well and good. It's fun, all right, but it's not my primary business. It really, if you're thinking about my small business, me as an HR consultant and trainer, there's no room for this weird t-shirt design, coffee mug design business, right? It just doesn't fit into the same business. So I kind of sprinkle it in here and there where I can, and that's fine. Two things. I don't market it enough myself. I do get the occasional sale from the TeePublic website, and that's kind of the good thing about being on TeePublic. There's other creators there, and people do search the website and they'll find your design if it's related to something that they want. But it's still a business, my side hustle in this case, and I still need to do my own marketing. And I've been thinking, well, how do I market this? Just throw it in with the mix. Well, I mean, my ideal client wanting to purchase HR consulting services is not also interested in buying a t-shirt that says, I'm not late, I'm on employee time, right? They're not going to want that. And they're probably not even going to buy that swag for their employees to wear. It's still hot. It's still hot. Okay, so I got the side business. These designs. I create the designs. The primary thing they sell on this website is t-shirts, but it can be stickers, magnets, coffee mugs, gym shorts, like fanny pack bags, hoodies, sweaters, baseball caps, baseball shirts, with the different colors, arms and whatever. And I think there's a few other, there's like tapestries and a cloth tote bag, a pillow. So there's a lot of different items. And I was thinking, well, how do I market this? And how do I do it fairly easy? So I am not going to make all kinds of content. Here's my new design. Here's my new t-shirt. And put it out on all my social media sites like what I'm doing right now with this live. I'm not doing that because this live is for education, HR, small business, these sorts of things, right? So it's more educational product, whereas my t-shirts aren't educational products. I watch a great daily video. This guy named Anton. He teaches me all about space news, the new stuff that's coming down the line. He makes a video every day, and he's got this line of wonderful person t-shirts. So it says wonderful person, and then there's like an image of what he's talking about, or some sort of space image, or there's a picture of a space telescope or a nebula or a galaxy or something like that, right? Like he puts these space type designs on there and says, hey, you want to support my show, go and buy a t-shirt. And it's great. He melds it in just great, but I kind of don't want to do that. I want you to buy my $7 ebook so I can start helping you as a small business owner, right? That's what I want to sell. So what can I do? I'm thinking the best places for this is Instagram and Pinterest. Now, Instagram is a social media. There's a certain life to a post on Instagram. I don't know, a few minutes to a couple days. Like that's the life of a post on Instagram, unless someone looks into your Instagram and looks at the old stuff. It's not circulating anymore. Whereas Pinterest, like I said, it's a search engine. Any pin post I put on Pinterest is there forever. It is essentially an evergreen content. And the way you create a pin is there's this great image. You can put in title, description. Description is basically to help people when they're doing a search, and then a link to that page. Pinterest doesn't like you to spam one link. So if I said, I just want people to go to my website, littlebluehouse.ca, and I create all kinds of different pictures and images, but I'm linking them all to the same main domain page. Like there's no variety. I'm not sending them to a blog post or anything like that. If I'm sending them just to littlebluehouse.ca, Pinterest is going to say, oh, you're just spamming me. So they won't show my pictures, even though the pictures might be something interesting. And a lot of the people that are getting traction with Pinterest advertising are really design type stuff, here's the design I created for my living room, and here's what my living room looks like now, right? And it takes you to the blog post or the YouTube video, and it shows them doing it, or talks about the thing or what they did, right? So it's kind of design stuff, art stuff, absolutely. Here's the latest picture I drew, and you can see, see me paint it into my time-lapse video on YouTube or whatever, right? Like, but it shows this piece of artwork, and maybe it links to the place you're selling that artwork. So that's me. I've created designs on the website TeePublic, and basically T as in TEE as in t-shirt, right? TeePublic. So I create my designs and I upload it, and they automatically put it on all these different products, and I sit and wait and get a couple sales a year, or I get proactive and I start marketing it. Now, TeePublic gives me a very small share, so it's basically not worth it. If you're, it's not worth it for me to pay for advertising. It's not worth it for me to run the meta ads on Facebook and Instagram, because I'm going to lose money. Okay, I might get some sales, but the cost of those ads kills my sales money, right? Who's chatting? Make team building designs. I do have a few team building designs on there. So absolutely, that's another topic I want to get back to. I got like leadership, good leadership makes a good team type stuff, right? I've done that. Model each of your designs that you have on hand for Pinterest and Instagram, like you wearing the shirts, selfies, and vids. Well, I ordered 2 of my shirts. One shirt says I am HR in big writing, and the other one has a spaceman floating in space, and in it says, in space, HR can't hear you scream. So it's a play on me being in HR and one of my favorite movies of all time, Alien, where the tagline was, in space they can't hear you scream. So yeah, I got all kinds of ideas, and just like Anton, almost every video he's wearing one of his t-shirts, the Wonderful Person t-shirt. He's a really happy-go-lucky guy, and he wants everyone to be wonderful people. He starts off every one of his videos, "Hi, wonderful people," and then at the end of his video, he's always like, "Bye, everyone," and it's I gotta say bye, Anton, every time he says bye, right? So great ideas, Joy. Thanks for your comments. So I am creating on TeePublic because it's easy. There's other websites like Redbubble and things like that. Or you could go, if you want to make more money per sale, but you will also need to do advertising, think of something like Etsy. You would have to go through and set up one of their Etsy printers, and you may be limited on a product, or you may have larger reach, different types of products, right? So you kind of really gotta, it's a trade-off. I'm using TeePublic because I'm lazy and I wanted something to get going. Say my t-shirt empire just takes off and I'm making 10 grand a month selling t-shirts on TeePublic. Well, if I'm selling that many t-shirts on TeePublic, or I'm making that much money on TeePublic, it would be worth it for me to start moving my designs over to Etsy and paying for the advertising, because now I have money to do it and I should be able to generate more sales. But use TeePublic as your start, or something that's easy. I go in there, I go click on upload design, and it kind of does it all for me. I kind of adjust it a little bit on certain products and stuff like that. So yeah, it's great. So you've created a bunch of designs on TeePublic, right? So here's my most recent designs. These 3 fairy designs. I think my wife likes this one the most. She had asked me, my wife asked me, hey, I'd like something with a fairy and some flowers or something, right? So I came up with this, but this was the 3rd one. First, I did this one. This is white oleander flowers, 2 little bumblebees here and here, and a little fairy. She's the same fairy, she's just turned a different way, and some hanging leaves. I think this might be ivy. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did this design. I like the idea of the white oleander, aka lily of the valley, aka poisonous flower that you use to kill people with, right? I kind of like that that aesthetic, right? And then while I was using the Canva AI to help me generate some of this stuff. It came up with this fairy here, which I called Fairy Princess Shine in the Dark. This is an AI photo, and I added the shine in the dark, and I put like the white and whatever. I made it my design, but it was Canva AI who helped me generate that. And Canva AI helps me generate all these images, right? I was going through a kick where otters are cute. Everybody loves otters, and most HR professionals, like 70% of HR professionals, are women. So I wanted something that was fun and fuzzy and cuddly for HR, right? And this is similar to an HR thing. Your feelings are valid, your behavior is not, right? And of course, I brought back this old Stellar Armaments design. This is my, established in 2050. This is my space company, my futuristic space company. And I had this thought to put in some Latin, and in Latin that says something like, all these worlds are ours. So it's quite a greedy space corporation. And of course, the otters again. I mediate. I don't miracles. Here's some more cute emotional support. HR otter. HR holding it together since Monday, right? Like I'm in HR, so I do HR themed stuff, and I figured otter would be good. And there's the logo for this podcast, and these are some recent things I put together. Headhunt, collect the heads of dead enemies as trophies. Or number 2, identify and approach a suitable person employed elsewhere to fill a business position. So it was still an HR related. A very dark HR term, right? Get hunted, personal brand, volunteering, networking, right? This is how you get headhunted. And for all those Alberta lovers out there, I had to do something. My soul is in Alberta. It's really cheesy. That's probably one of the cheesiest t-shirts I made. It's probably going to turn into a bestseller because Alberta, right? I am the Xmas office party. Just ask HR, and I did like 2 designs of this because I was thinking I couldn't find a good elf or party elf to start with. So anyway, so we all died trying, winky face, and I love this pin with the skull face in it. I put the skull face into that pin, and I'm pinning different things. You found me. So imagine having this skull shirt that says you found me. Oh, there's some swears there. This is, of course, I'm the one smoking marijuana, mother effer. This is from Dazed and Confused, if you're a Gen Xer like me, who love that sort of show. Um, I'm starting the Cool Kids Club. I'm the new kids star, and my parents hate me. Um, Orange Shirt Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Now, it wouldn't let me show, like, this is a light orange, almost yellow, but there is a darker orange. National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Again, this orange doesn't look orange, it looks red. Here's my favorite design. IMHR. Oh, I love this. This is me, right? And here's this leadership joy. This is kind of a team building design. Leaders win when the team wins, right? And I've actually sold one of these, so that's awesome. And I've sold one of these defund management, untie the hands of human resources. But you can see over here the IMHR t-shirt. I purchased one of these, but I sold 2 others to other people. You can see the 3 sold here. This is the back end of the store. I'm logged in. If you go to my store, you won't be able to see how many were sold, right? So you can see I sell very few stuff. So don't make me put you in front of your kids. So this is one of those someone's being an a-hole, right? I'm better than you. I love joking that, but that's not really what I think. But could there be a bunch of a-holes looking to purchase a shirt that says I'm better than you? I am Christmas. I am Halloween. Right? I am Thanksgiving. I'm Team Thanksgiving turkey dinner. Right? That's my AI turkey. Ooh, it looks really genetically modified, doesn't it? Don't ask me. Just eat it. And there's that turkey again. Thanksgiving dinner, the original staff meeting with gravy. I mean, okay. You get the picture. I'm making these cheesy designs. Am I expecting to become a millionaire off these designs? No, not really. So what you do when you have your TeePublic store set up, every time you have a new item, right, you're able to click into that item, and here it is is a t-shirt, and this is it on sale and whatever, and you can pick the t-shirt color and the fit and the type of neck and the size, right? Everything's there. But you can see I've already got this. I've got the Pinterest app installed. Now, you don't want to use this when you first create the design. As a TeePublic owner, you're able to open image in a new tab. So here is the pre-made shirt. So you save this image to your computer. This is you doing it first. Now, if you have more, you can do it quickly and use this. But I advise you, every time you create a new one, make it part of your process to create a Pinterest pin. So you go to Pinterest, and this is me on Pinterest, and this is my Pinterest page, right? I would click on create and create a new pin. So as I was making these new designs, I was creating these pins. So I did all these. I created these manually. These otter pins, my Stellar Armaments Corporation t-shirt, more otters, and my 3 fairies, and my old-timey. This is my original AI art I created for like a grumpy manager, and this is my persona as a grumpy old HR manager, right? So, but anyway, these ones they're showing, right? It says I created those. I physically went in and created those. So when you click on it, it shows my pin, and then it's recommending pins of other people, right? So it's showing other t-shirts and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. So hopefully when someone types in fairy t-shirt, mine will be here, or they'll find it in the main search when you search for stuff on Pinterest. Now, I talked about that, the Pinterest, the save button that pops up when you hover over an image. When you go to saved, this shows everything that you've saved. So essentially, this is for you saving other people's content. But you have your own TeePublic store now, or your own, wherever you're selling your artsy fartsy stuff, right? You can now also save it. So you can see here, this board, this is a board I created called T-shirt Designs. And I also recently created coffee mug designs, and I haven't pinned anything to these in a week. But in T-shirt designs, these are only my T-shirt designs from my TeePublic store. I did use the Pinterest app in my browser to do these, right? All these different shirts, these are ones I went in. So we know I created at least these 2. I think I created these 4. Right, because I downloaded the photo or whatever. But I created some. And then I used the app to get more designs. So you can see here, I created the t-shirt design, and then I think I used the Pinterest application to browser plugin to share these. And I'm sharing them to my same board. Now, I'm not sharing anyone else's content. I'm only sharing my content. So if someone does come onto this board, whether it's something I created, the pin I created manually, or the pin I created using the app, they all show up in my board. And the beauty of it is they're all my content. So when you click on any of these, you can visit the site. And this takes you, lo and behold, to my TeePublic store. See, it says Ian the HR Pro. Takes you, Chief DEI Officer. You're there at my TeePublic store. Make this even more rad. You click on something fun like the tie-dye. Oh, perfect. Right. So in Pinterest, that's where it took me. But I didn't manually create this pin. I pinned it using the pin app. So if you've got a bunch of old product or old designs or old pictures, whatever, you'll want to use the cheap, the easy way to do it, right? But every time you create something new, take the time to create that manual pin. I saw, what's Joy saying here? I saw a vid where the fam created a business, and most of the adults, mom, dad, adult kids, aunts, and uncles, are all board members and staff. They do this so they can claim family travel and they claim it so they can claim family travel and just have a meeting with minutes to make it legit. Do this. Nice. I would advise not to do this too often, but imagine if your business was a travel blog, travel images, right? So the family Everybody who goes on a trip has to contribute something to the travel blog, or take photos, create videos. The whole family's making content. And then when you get back, you post that, or you create a blog post, you post the, the images and stuff like that, right? And you make it a family business. So pretty cool. So I think that's the only way you can really get the travel thing in there. You could do it every now and again. I know with my small business, occasionally I claim a meal, or me and my wife going to the movie theater, but that happens like maybe once a year, and it's because you're only allowed a certain amount of hospitality with your business, unless you can really justify that as in it's part of your business. I am a food blogger, so every time I go to a restaurant, ordering the food is part of my business, right? So me and my wife, I'll do that normally when the business has a big win. So I get a new contract or something like that, and we go out and business pays for it. It's like a celebration for the business. So you're creating all these pins, and you can see when you're logged in, you can see how many people have seen this pin. 9 people have seen this. HR is your best friend, right? 7. Some of the older ones, there was actually some pretty good numbers on some of them. I find the ones that I create myself actually get more views. This t-shirt, 21 views. I created this pin. 21 views here. I created this pin. I didn't create this one. I cheated. I used the app to do it. This t-shirt, I created this pin. 22 views. Right? So you can see it's a better quality if you take the time to manually create the pin yourself. But if you've got a whole bunch of stuff that's already created, already there, I would create a manual one and then pin like 20 of them. And create another manual one and pin another 20 of them, right? Because you're kind of telling and training Pinterest what's really yours. Pinterest doesn't know that this is actually all my content. It just knows I shared this content. Right? But it knows I created these. These are my created content. But all the other ones, it doesn't know I've created them, right? 257 pins. These are all my t-shirt designs, and there's like 2 versions of them. I'll do the pre-made picture of the t-shirt design, and then I'll do the design. So I'll do 2. And those link to the same page. They have the exact same URL. But if I go over here to the coffee mug designs, it's the same design, but I'm just doing it as coffee mugs. So and the coffee mug URL is different from the t-shirt design on the website. So I'm still driving people to my design, just with a different product. So these are my mugs. Obviously, I created this one. You can tell there's been 14 views. And then I used the app and just shared these to my board. The links are still going to my place, my website, but now this one, it knows it's mine. So I'm going to do that with the coffee mugs. I'm going to do like, I'm going to do like 10, and then I'll do one manually. or maybe when the design changes, each specific design change, I'll do one manually, and then just, it's a little more work, because when you go to the TeePublic website, so I'm on this design right now, but I'm in the t-shirt design. I have to come down here. See, these are related. Flower photos, not my designs. But if you go down into this area, more Fairy and the Thorn products. So this is my design. Forgot there were socks on all these different products. So if I want to do the mug products, I have to click on the mug. And if I'm doing it manually myself, right, open image, a new tab. That opens up the Fairy on the mug. And I'll just save this to downloads right now. No, I was thinking of using as it's just a sample right now. What I'm downloading them to my specific marketing folder, so that I can use them marketing on other sites. So I'm just kind of downloading it like that. Well, okay, so I'm going to create this one. So first, I had to, this is a little more work. If I'm just coming from my store, it defaults, when I click on my design, it defaults to the t-shirt design. So if I want to see just all coffee mugs, I do have to scroll down and look for the coffee mug version of that design. Well, I do the same thing. I right click, I open it up, I save this image, and then I also save the website link, right? So I go into Pinterest. Here's my coffee mugs, right? So I can create a pin. So I'm creating a new pin, and I'm putting in the design I just downloaded. And this is the link to my page, right? That's my specific TeePublic store. So you can see that every design is going to have some random numbers and the title of my design, right? So here's the pin. So I have to go back. What I do is I will highlight this title and I'll put it into this title. I'm too lazy to type. Now I need a description. Well, I've already created a cheap description. This is a very cheap description. Usually I get at least a sentence or two in. But I'll copy that description and I'll use it as this description here. And it's a little more detailed, right? And I tell it which board I want to put it into. Coffee mug, that's fine. Tag topics. Coffee mug. They don't have coffee mug, so I will go with, I'll just go with coffee. And then I will add Fairy. Oh no, my AI on my phone just thought I was trying to talk to her again. I don't know why it's got. I'll go with Fairy Wings. What else is on here? Thorns. Oh, there's no thorns. Flowers. Right. I want to get a few descriptions in there. The descriptions aren't perfect, right? I got coffee, fairy wings, and flowers. Not perfect, but if you want to put more, put more. I can't remember what it tops out at. But that's pretty quick. Add your image, your title, your description, your link. You're copying and pasting all those. You're choosing the board you're putting it into, because I can pull this out and it shows all My other boards, a lot of them I've turned off, so they're locked out, but I want the Coffee Mug Designs board, put my topics, and I could add a product, but that is the product, so I'm not worrying about that, right? Allow people to comment, that's just fine. But that's the basics there. So I publish it. Doo-doo. So your pin has been published. So I go back to my profile and I refresh it. And there's my new coffee mug design, right? And it's showing, because it's created, it's showing here on my created list. These are all the stuff I've created. As in, I manually created the pin for Pinterest, right? Obviously, it's my creation. We go in here, give you some samples of other things, right? Oh, that's pretty nice. There's a cat, the dog, right? There's a lot of these, very similar. And all you can hope is that someone finding this coffee mug also sees your coffee mug, right? That's what you're hoping for. And then they click on your pin and they go purchase your coffee mug. Okay, so we go into saved. Now I've got 6 coffee mug pins now. I just had 5. So I've got 6 now. And it's showing me the 6. But I've only created 2. This one here. And now this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my TeePublic store. And I'm going to use that Pinterest app. I'm in my store at my item, and now, can you see? I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you can see that. I clicked on the Pinterest app. So I don't want to do the coffee mug again, but now I can do just a design because I'm too lazy to create another design or another Pinterest pin, right? So I can do it just like that. And I go back into my coffee mug designs because it's on the coffee mug page. I want people to see that design and come back to the coffee mug page. So I've created it. So we go back to Pinterest. We refresh my coffee mug designs page. It's here now. But it's not something I created. So we go back to my main profile. And just to show you, I'll refresh it. The coffee mug design, it's not there. It's just this manual one I created. We go to the saved, into the coffee mug designs. This is the one I created. This is the one I manually created. This is the one I used the Pinterest app into. So I hear you. I see you, says my mother. Thank you, mommy. So you got a design. But no, now I've created this one. These ones I use the app for. Then I created this one. This one I use the app for. So now I go back to my coffee mugs, right? But I gotta see my store again. Oh, it's easier if I go here and I go to my main store again. And it's got all my designs. So I want coffee mug design for this one. I'm just kind of going backwards. It's not here. I gotta go down here to see the coffee mug product. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what I was looking for. So now I'm going to use the Pinterest app again. Takes a little bit to load after you click. Now I'm going to choose the mug with the image and the artwork itself. And I'm going to click next. And I'm going to choose coffee mug designs. Now it's saving, and it's saved it to the coffee mug designs. So I'm in coffee mug designs. And these 2 new ones show up. These were using the app. And we know that because it's not in the created section. These are my manually created pins. You can see all my older stuff here with my videos and stuff. So the one I just saved, it's not there. It's here. There's 9 now. And I put these 2 in. Makes it quick if you've already got a lot of content that you can share. You wanna put in your own manual one now and again, just so you let Pinterest know kind of what your designs are. I don't know if we did this one as a coffee cup. Let's go down. And go to the coffee mug. We can see the coffee mug for this design. Fairies of the Lily mug. See the 2 little fairies and the 2 little bumblebees and the lily of the flower, aka what deadly white oleander. So we're gonna do this pin one more time here on the coffee mug and then on the design. You could do these other things, but why would you do that? And this doesn't really show your image very well, except that this is the same image on black, whereas this mug you're trying to make a white mug, so it's got the transparent background, right? Again, coffee mug design, saved. Go back to your Pinterest, coffee mug designs. It says 9 pins. We refresh. Now we've got 11 pins. Here's the coffee mug in the design again. And these link to the same place. But they're 2 different pins. So you're sharing your stuff, but you're also creating new stuff. So, I mean, if you've got something that's art related or something like that, this is a great idea. You have to create a lot of pins on Pinterest. And you need to create a lot of designs on TeePublic. Because the different types of designs with the descriptions and keywords, the same thing on Pinterest, the different pins with the different keywords and titles, these are the things that people are searching for. So when they go onto Pinterest, they're like, fairy teacup, right? They're going to get a bunch of Disney pictures, the teacups, the teacup ride or whatever, but they might come across your fairy teacup. And they're going to click on it and they're going to go to TeePublic. Maybe they're going to buy it, but they got to have something to search for. And you just want to get out there. If you're just doing coffee mugs, well, you got a million designs you could create and constantly making a new post, right? With the TeePublic, it's kind of the same thing. With TeePublic, you have to create a lot of designs because you will get better at creating designs and you will get better at finding out what people want. So I knew the people like that I Am HR t-shirt. So I ended up selling a couple of that design. So why don't I make more designs? So I made that few others. I am Christmas. I am Halloween. I am Thanksgiving, right? And so I toyed with that I am thing just to see. And I feel like you can see the progression of my designs over the last year I've been doing this. I don't make a lot of designs. Right now I've slowed down. I'm making I don't know. I did all those flower and the fairy ones within the last couple of weeks because my wife wanted something and I was toying with the idea. But my plan wasn't to create an item for people to buy. I just wanted to see if we could get a t-shirt for my wife that she liked. So requests, I could try to create something. I mean, I'm not the best designer online, but I will get better as I create more designs. So you put a lot of images up, a lot of designs up to see what drives the traffic, whether that's on TeePublic itself. Because if you search for something on TeePublic and it's like, I need a t-shirt with a flower design, right? It's going to show you flower design teacups. Maybe one of yours shows up. You're doing the same thing in Pinterest. I want flower design t-shirts, right? So I've repeated myself multiple times. I apologize. That was a pretty big topic there. I went through that whole process. So that's if you've got something design in nature, Pinterest is going to be a great place for you to be doing the marketing. If I'm selling t-shirts or designs like that, it doesn't really fit with my other marketing stuff for my actual business. But this I can do. I could, do one a day or something like that and just pin something new. Or I can go through like I did the 257 pins for the t-shirts. Wow, I did a few manual ones and then I shared a bunch of, I just shared them with the pin app. So, and then I created a new t-shirt, I did that manual, and then I shared a bunch more because I had a whole bunch more. And if you are not paying for advertising for your designs like this, then you can use the easy tools, Canva to create it. You can use TeePublic to sell it, and you can use something like Pinterest to market it. And it's all free. I mean, I do pay for my Canva because I use it a little bit more and I want more options. But I don't pay for anything else. TeePublic pays me when someone buys my t-shirt, right? Basically, you want to get to, I don't know, a couple thousand designs on TeePublic. You're going to spend, some people, they upload 50, 60 designs a day. If that is your side hustle and you want to make some money doing that, then that's what you do. That's your job all day long, is to create designs that you think people are gonna purchase, right? That's your job. And then every time you create a new design, you also make a manual post on Pinterest. You may add Instagram to that. So you create the design, you upload it to TeePublic, you make a manual pin on Pinterest, and then you also share that image on Instagram. Maybe you're sharing the artwork and you're sharing the t-shirt with it, or whatever, however you want to do it. Maybe you just want to do the artwork on Instagram, right? And in your Instagram bio, it's just straight to your TeePublic store, right? You're driving the traffic that way. If I wanted to make my t-shirt empire grow, that's what I would do right now. I'd be making just as many designs as I could during the day, and at the same time doing the manual pin on Pinterest and manually uploading that same image to Instagram. And I'd be like, let's do 1 an hour, right? So if you treat it like a business and you're working 8 hours a day to build your side gig, your side hustle, your new form of income, right? You want to upload at least 10 or at least 8 every day, 1 for each hour. Now, if you're doing this part-time, you got family, you got kids, you get the kids to bed, and then you spend from, 7 o'clock to midnight and create as many designs as you can and upload them, right? And you do that for the next year, and you spend some time with us on weekend, then you're going to get to a point where you're maybe making some money. Because it depends on your designs and whether people are interested in it. So if you're choosing just one type of design, you're an artist and you like to do this one type of design. All right. I would do a 2-prong process. I would do this process where I'm taking pictures of my art and I'm uploading it to something like TeePublic, and people can buy my art on their t-shirt, on their ball cap, whatever, stickers of it, right? These are lower ticket items, and you're only going to make like a couple bucks off each sale. So it's not a whole lot. But when you're directing people, like your Instagram posts, when you're directing people to your link, I would use something like a link sharing platform like Linktree. And the first one I would put is find all my designs on my TeePublic store. And they can go there and they can do low cost purchase, and you're going to make a little bit of money. But if you're an artist and you got the original, I would add that into my Linktree. So my last 10 pieces of art would be there, and I would sell those for a really great price. $2,000 to $5,000. I mean, it depends on your exact medium or what you're doing, right? I even think about my mom's beading. Okay, so she does a great design. She had just sent me a picture of a design she did. Let me look at this real quick. Let me look in here. Of course, my phone isn't opening. So my mom just did this design, this beaded brooch. And the back side is the pin, right? But you can see she's done work. This took her some time to do. So what we could do, right? We can take an image of this. If she's able to get some good images, maybe put a couple lights from different sides so that there's some side light, so that the shadow disappears. Because right now you can see there's some shadow. So we want that shadow to disappear so that we can make a transparent image of this. So she's got this Christmas wreath. It is meant to be a brooch, a pin, and she's beaded it. Taking her multiple hours to get that done. She didn't tell me exactly how many hours. Okay, so she takes a good photo of this. She makes it transparent background, so all we see is her brooch. And then she just takes that image, uploads it to TeePublic, uploads the design, and it's on people's t-shirts, it's on people's coffee mugs, there's stickers of it, there's like the ball caps, whatever. It's just her beaded design. And so she's selling it like that. And she's sharing it on her Instagram and her, she's making a pin on Pinterest, just like the process I just showed you. And then when she does her Linktree, it says, go to my TeePublic store and buy all my beaded designs, right? And it goes, the beaded designs are just on t-shirts and stuff. So it's like you have this, you own this big beaded design. I mean, that's an awesome idea. But she's also got a link on her Linktree, and she set up her Linktree to accept payments. So she's got her actual created Christmas wreath brooch, and she's selling it for $50. Maybe she made 5 of them, so there's an inventory of 5, and she's got them listed there. And every time she sells one, she's got to go and update. Like maybe she sells it offline to the neighbor or something, right? Then she's got to go update how many she's got for sale. But the t-shirt design, someone buys a $16 t-shirt, she makes $2, or they purchase the actual thing and she makes $50 or whatever price she's charging for it, because it takes her time to do these. Beading is a real artwork and it takes time. So she could do that. So she's all of a sudden, there's like more than one way to make money for this product, as long as she gets that initial first great picture, right? And she could be just sharing the image on her Facebook group, but I would definitely move into the Instagram. And the Instagram, you just link it back to your link tree, and then you just post your beaded designs up there. It could even be the raw image. It doesn't have to be a special edited version that you would create to put on the TeePublic website. Takes a little bit of editing. I do that all in my Canva, so it's pretty easy for me, right? So imagine you're doing something like that. Okay, but I do pottery. Oh, you just take a picture of each of your finished pottery items. Maybe you do t-shirts that are like before and after, right after you've created it and after you've put it in the furnace and painted it or whatever you're going to do, right? Just a bunch of before and after of the same image. And you could do the same thing. You make it transparent so you just see the pottery. I mean, get creative. What are you doing that's stopping you from doing this, right? You're doing stuff. So I think there's options. I like that if you're an artist and you're like painting, whatever type of painting, you sell the image on products for a small amount of money, but you sell the actual piece of artwork for more. And artwork can go for thousands of dollars. So, okay, here, my mom just updated the price. $90 is the price, she says, for her brooch, her Christmas wreath brooch. Okay, so we take an image, and now we sell it on TeePublic for $16 on a t-shirt, and she makes $2, and thousands of people could purchase it, and she makes a couple $1,000s, right? I mean, that's after she's got lots of stuff going on and created traffic or whatever. But on her link, it also says purchase this now for $90, right? And why wouldn't you pay premium for a handcrafted piece of artwork by an Indigenous artist / elder, right? Why wouldn't you do that? You would go out and you'd purchase a brooch from some jewelry store or some high class department store. You would pay $90 easy for something like that. You wouldn't blink an eye. But for a traditional artist, you're thinking, oh, I can make a deal or something like that. I hate these people who think that a traditional artist or an Indigenous artist, they should be just grateful they make a sale. Bull crap. You want that piece of art, you purchase it at full price. So now you've got this piece of art listed, and you've got the possibility of people just buying a t-shirt or an item with the image of that artwork on it, right? It's just like doing prints. You do a piece of artwork and You do 1,000 prints and write your handwriting, 1 of 1,000, 2 of 1,000, right? And 999 of 1,000, 1,000 of 1,000, right? You've only got the limited stock. So that's kind of like your mid-range item, right? If you're an artist like that. So you can purchase the item on a t-shirt. The artist makes $2. You can buy a limited time print for, I don't know, $500, or you could buy the actual image for like $3,000, right? You're going to have people that purchase all these different levels, and you're making money at different levels because not everybody can afford $3,000 piece of painted artwork, right? But absolutely, your original piece of artwork should be the highest priced thing out of that process. Oh my God, I went an hour and 15 minutes and I haven't even started the official script for today. So that's annoying. I think I'm just going to keep the remainder of the script. I didn't realize it was going to take that long and I talked a lot. But I'm going to keep the original script for this week. For next week's show, I'm sorry if you were looking for those other topics. This was a pretty fun topic. I actually enjoyed talking about it, so I guess that's why it took long. But I got 4 things for next week. Jeez. Terrible. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. I didn't get to the topics. I have to change the description and stuff on this show. For next week. That was I think it was a great show. I think talking through that, especially for artists and things like that, I think that's a great piece of advice on how to do that. Naturally, you're free to post stuff on any of the social medias you want, but I would try to think about the type of social media, what they do there, because Instagram is really photos, art, things like that. Like, it feels more like that, and that goes along with the Pinterest, very design oriented. It's like, here's my house design, right? And then if you click on it, it's like a blog post about the 10 best ways to design your living room, right? Like, that's a blog post, or it's a video or something like that, right? So it's really, if you've got t-shirts and designs, I think that's a great place to put them to generate that traffic. Do-do-do. 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 I'm just looking to see if there's something that I missed. Something we can quickly talk about. Right, this is basic advertising. I am looking at creating a $7 ebook for my marketing advice for like this for small businesses and side gigs and stuff like that. So I will I'll let you know when that happens. I mean, I'm really busy now, especially with this new contract. Yay. But if you need to book a meeting with me and to talk some business, talk HR, do it. There's a link here. We can do a quick discovery call, 30 minutes, see if you want to work with me or not. And absolutely, my ebook, Stop Staff Drama in 5 Days. That's here on my link, on my link tree, linktr.ee/EinTheHRPro. You can scan this, or this should show up in the chat somewhere. And it's always up in the top corner of the screen during the show. And I'm going to let you go because I feel like having lunch now.